You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it a back day. Yeah, I got game, got in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it Turnpike Miles. Yeah, it's Google signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready to unlock. I be doing big things, don't even.
Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Once a Week. I'm Billy Jan Ludis, and we have surpassed a milestone here. We've broken 50,000 subscribers, and we're keeping the fire burning strong. But I won't even lie to you, I'm always so focused on the message and the impact and the support that we can bring to you viewers that I didn't even realize we passed it a few weeks back. It's crazy to me. But I want to thank you for being a part of all of this. We have never missed a Sunday for 9 years, 4 months, and 23 days as of today. Always moving forward and using this platform to help people, to grow, to build this craft, and make sure everyone becomes better when they come across this channel. I thank you for giving the time. I thank you for being a part of this. And I thank you for subscribing. Let's keep this whole thing moving forward. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and share it to someone who you feel may need it. And then like this message by hitting that thumbs up button as well. But let's do what we do best and dive into this message, because today I truly want to step into a deeper spiritual topic, one that knocks on the door of spirituality for you, one that knocks on the door of your heart and your mind and opens you up to the more that is trying to get to you. So let's do this, because this topic features something that many people experience but often dismiss. Something that has the ability to guide us, teach us, strengthen us, and help us become more aligned with the life we're meant to live. Because there comes a point in life where you start noticing things, little things, things that don't necessarily make logical sense. Maybe it's seeing the same numbers repeatedly, 1111, 222, 333. Maybe it's hearing the exact same message from 3 completely different people who have never met each other. Maybe it's thinking about someone and then they call you moments later. Maybe it's an animal appearing repeatedly during a specific season of your life. Maybe it's a song, a book, a phrase. Maybe it's a feeling, a nudge, a knowing. And most people dismiss these moments. They call them coincidences. But what if they're more than that? What if they're invitations? I believe life is always communicating with us. God is always communicating with us. The universe is always communicating with us. Not always through booming voices from the sky. Not always through dramatic miracles, but often through whispers, subtle nudges, small signs. Moments that make us stop and say, that's interesting. And the fascinating thing is, the more attention that you pay, the more you begin to notice, and the more you begin to notice, the more you realize that there's no such thing as a coincidence. Imagine for just a moment that spirituality is a door. Most people spend their entire lives standing outside of it. They hear a knock every once in a while. Coincidence, an intuition, a feeling, a sign. But instead of opening the door, they explain it away. They ignore it. They go back to being busy, back to the noise of life, back to the distractions of life. But what if those knocks are invitations? Invitations to trust more deeply, invitations to become more aware, invitations to realize that you're not navigating this life alone. And one of the greatest realizations that I've had is that guidance is always available. Always. The question isn't whether guidance exists. The question is whether we're open enough to receive it. Because many of us are moving so fast, thinking so much, worrying so much, trying to force life so much that we can't hear the guidance trying to reach us. We're too busy looking for the answer instead of listening for it. Even me, the other day, I'll give you the example. To give you background, in this moment, in this season of my life, there's a lot out of whack. family, friends, relationships, goals, you could say, jobs, you could say. But all of a sudden, the other day, a shift happened. Things became a little chaotic in these areas. And I'm using that term lighter than I should, but in the growth that we teach here, staying calm in the chaos often is what shows you the path out of it and to a higher level, a higher perspective, a higher energy, and a higher version of yourself. That's the truth. Let me expand on something that occurred before everything even went down. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, as I always do, and I'm walking over to the gym. And when I'm outside, I noticed a bird perched up high. There was an owl. And at least where I live, an owl is extremely rare. And I noticed it, but I just kept walking, saying, "Wow, that's cool." And then, you go to the gym, you keep on moving, but something told me to turn back. So I looked back up, and the owl was just watching me. So I grabbed my phone, I took a picture as they stared at me. And as soon as I clicked that, I got that picture, it just flew off. Something pretty cool. Something interesting. But something that stood out to me. And most of us would have had that experience and then just let it fade. But it was too rare. And I study spirituality so deeply that I knew there was more to it. There was more to the sign. And so later in the day, I searched up what seeing an owl meant. And sure enough, guys, in spiritual terms, it's a very deep sign. One of transition, one of wisdom, one of looking deeper beneath the surface, much like this message now, but also one of trusting your intuition during life's transitions. And as deep as that is, later in that day, the chaos began. Relationships getting rocky, people close to me arguing, fighting, calling each other out on so many things. Shifts happening, and all the while, I'm trying to stand my ground and figure out how to navigate the situation and everyone. But as the chaos ensued, the owl came back to mind. The moment before everything happened, telling me by a sign to trust your intuition in life's transitions. It told me that something was happening that had to happen. But in the shifts occurring, it told me to stand strong. It is happening for a reason. Trust it and take each step forward. That is a sign that I caught, a sign that knocks on the door of my spirituality and my growth. So if I take this example and bring it back to our message right now, I've spent time learning, asking God, asking the universe for a sign to show me the path ahead to my goals and so much more. And answers come, they really do. So if I shift that to you, you can ask. You can literally ask. You can ask God. You can ask the universe. You can ask your higher self. Ask for clarity. Ask for direction. Ask for signs. Ask for wisdom. Ask for help when you need it. And then remain open. Because help doesn't always arrive in the package that we expect, does it? Sometimes it arrives through a conversation. Sometimes through a challenge in life. Sometimes through a delay. Sometimes through an opportunity. Sometimes it's through a lesson. And sometimes it's through a sign that seems out of the ordinary. So you can wake up so that it can catch you by surprise. But when you begin asking, guys, and truly paying attention, you will notice that life does respond. I don't believe signs are given simply to make us feel good. I believe signs are given to help us grow, to help us trust, to help us become, to help us step into greater wisdom, greater awareness in life, greater faith, and greater alignment. Because every blessing requires growth, doesn't it? Every next level requires expansion. Every answered prayer requires becoming the person capable of receiving it. And often the signs are helping guide us through that entire process. Sometimes we're asking, what should I do? What's my purpose? What direction should I go? And while we're looking for a giant answer, life is offering small guidance, one step, one nudge, one sign, one lesson, one moment of awareness. And when we follow those small moments, the larger path begins to reveal itself. Not all at once, but step by step. What if you're more supported than you realize? What if you're more guided than you realize? What if you're more loved than you realize? What if there's wisdom available to you right now if you're willing to become quiet enough to hear it? Because I truly believe we're never alone. I believe support is always present. I believe help is always available. I believe guidance is always trying to find its way to us. The question is, are we paying attention? So this week, I want to challenge you to do something. Ask. Ask for guidance. Ask for clarity. Ask for signs. Ask for wisdom. And then just watch. Pay attention. Slow down. Become aware. Because you may discover that life has been speaking to you all along. You may discover that the signs you've been looking for have already been showing up along the way. And most importantly, guys, you may discover that you're far more supported, guided, and loved than you ever imagined. Keep knocking on the door of spirituality, because one day you'll realize the door was never locked. You simply had to open it. For spirituality, God, the universe, your higher self, your guide, your support, was always knocking on the door of your heart, of your mind. And we've had to open up to receive what we've been asking for. Think about that. But I think that's where this closes off. This message is deep. This message is spiritual. But whether you believe it or not, guys, we're all spiritual. And we all can connect and receive the help that we need. So I ask you to connect. I ask you to ask. And I ask you to be open. Let the help in and watch not just how life changes, but watch how you change for the better. Bye. Thank you for tuning in. Please like this message on YouTube by hitting that thumbs up button below. If at any moment someone came to mind that you would feel would receive help from this message, please share it to them. Extend a hand to someone else that might need it more than you do. And subscribe if you have not already. And lastly, if you're in need of a coach to help in the areas discussed today, for someone to step in and help you along the path to your purpose, adding courage and knowledge behind your decisions, head to BillyGLifeCoaching.com and set up a free breakthrough session with me, and I will be right there for you. Trust your intuition, trust the signs, and trust me when I say it's going to work out for you. But please reach out if you have any questions. Comment below, and let's talk about it. But guys, I'll see you next week, right here on Once a Week. Have a good one, guys.
You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it back there. Yeah, I got game, God in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it turnpike miles. Yeah, it's Buku signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready to unlock. I be doing big things, don't even have a deal. Yeah, I battle through these bars, yeah, I always bump a hill. I know that any city I go in, that I be flyer than Logan, and I be flying high. I want this shit pumping here all the way to Shanghai. And my name's not Joe, but I'm not your average guy. I be killing it, east side rapping cause I'm writing where I'm from. And I know for hella sure that I'm right with what I done. In a minute I'ma win it, chillin' with all these women. It's a dream I've been chasing and I'm never gonna pace it. This is something really got lost in. Everybody said no and now they all